Okay, here is an update on the RCA14X, I believe from 1941. This is the bakelite, plastic bakelite, outer skin. Actually, it may be plastic, but it's probably bakelite. It's in very good shape. I cleaned it up with regular rubbing compound or polishing wax, and it just brought the shine right back. Didn't touch the dial because water and alcohol and other stuff can wipe those markers right off, so I'm not touching that other than a dry wipe. And then over here is the changes I've made from the last video. So we're still using the original audio transformer. I left this capacitor in here. It's doing fine. It checks out okay, and these check out okay, so I didn't bother changing them. Changed the cloth wire here, which is for the phono input. Other than that, a lot of the yellow cloth wire or yellow rubber wire was in very bad shape, crumbling, so I had to pull them all out one at a time and change them out. So I changed these two capacitors in the middle. These are the filter capacitors for the line side, and it gets rid of the hum on the radio. So I changed those out just to be sure. Replaced that capacitor, this resistor down here, and there's a capacitor back in here that I changed. And then the biggest, slowest part of the job was fixing the IF coil transformer up in here, the red, the green, and there's a black and a brown, I believe, and they go up into the can up on top, and all that wire had rotted, so I had to replace all these wires one at a time, and I had to remove all the bad solder on those connections on the tubes. So I cleaned all that up and pulled the can apart. So let's flip this back, if I can do this without dropping it. So here it is. The speaker, of course, is 80 years old or so, so it's in pretty bad shape, but the speaker cone itself still moves and vibrates, so it's okay. It had a hole here, so I patched the hole. This is just some latex glue I put around it to hold it together on the rim because it had some rotted spots, and I just need to hold it together. So the dial string is in good shape, held up real well, and the tubes are the same tubes that were in there when I got it. So sorry about moving around, but I mean, it's the only way to do it when I'm working on it. So this is the IF tube I pulled out. It has a coil and oscillator inside, or a coil, and it has 4 wires that come into it. So I had to pull it off, pull all the wires off, pull the coil and oscillator out of the bottom of it, solder all the wires, and made them long enough to come back through the bottom and reconnect. This one was in better shape, so I didn't mess with it. It replaced a couple of wires up here because it was the rotted rubber wire that needed to be replaced. The patterns are okay. So this pattern on this oscillator, this is the main oscillator, and this pattern is okay. And then these 2 patterns here, check out. And then there's two more capacitor patterns right here that adjust for fine tuning. It adjusts the movement of the tuner, and it aligns the tuner capacitor here with this up here. So that's that adjustment. The other one, the other hole down here is for the shortwave adjustment. And that's the antenna sticking out the back. So what I have left really is just replacing this cord. I'm going to put a new cord in it, and then I'll put a fuse in it. Other than that, it's done. So let's see how it fires up here. This is 2 volts on this tube, or on this light. So I'd like to find another light or something similar. It's just I'd like to get it a little bit brighter. It brightens up as it moves, as the rectifier powers up a little bit more. It brightens up. You can barely see it now, but it is lit. Let's see if I can get on. Yeah, so you can see it brightens up a little bit. And then you can see the tubes are starting to warm up. Pretty quiet.
Speech on cancel culture. Ironically, the professor has taken a leave of absence due to the backlash.
I think cops are heroes and they have to have a difficult job, but we have to have
all of
fine
them?
life.
Very clean signal. Virtually no hum. Still a bit of noise on the airways, but that's it. And that's the loop antenna I'm using. I'm not using, this is the loop antenna here for AM. No, not using an external antenna at all, so it works very well. I got some sports channels in here.
Roger with Neil. John, welcome back, John. Great to have everybody. How's everybody doing? Great, Bob. Doing well. How are you, Bob?
So it's more about opportunity. Albert is not a bench player. You know, we felt like for him, you know, with respect to him, keeping him on the bench, him not getting any playing time.
Yeah, lots of power there. A couple of stations have tons of power, and they're closer. Probably Santa Ana or Anaheim. This is KNX FM, or AM.
Not supporting the former president and could get booted as early as next week. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Capitol Hill. Florida GOP Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a law restricting mail-in ballots and drop boxes.
We're also going to continue with voter ID.
Without, like, normalcy, okay? It's just all guys here. You flew back home to get a booty call, and then you flew back to work. We got it.
There's that too, but there was also just Vegas.
또 눈이 밝아졌고 아나니아를 만나서 내 눈이 밝아졌고 그렇게 예수님을 만난 이야기를 반복해서 하고 있어요. 여러분 22장부터 베드로가
For an 80-year-old radio, that's a very clean signal. It's amazing. Remember, I didn't change the tubes. They seem to be in pretty good shape. I think this sat on a shelf for a long, long time.
Las orientadas y las miradas delicadas.
Whoa.
Here and there, played some right field.
To the right shoulder there, and then up ahead of that, as you approach Universal City there, you've got another problem that went to the right shoulder. So those two combined leave you a very tough trip here back to about Vermont. The only good news is up through Universal City is not too bad. Now the southbound side of the fence, nothing you can do about that. That is going to load up at about Hollywood Boulevard. Bumper to bumper stuff down towards the Ford level where it loses up around the 110. Injured in an accident? Visit superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the sky.
Ontario, 15 both directions,
So,
jam-packed between the 60 and the
switch
10,
it over
and the
to
northbound side,
shortwave and see what happens.
Boulevard, KFI in the sky.
It's gonna be real quiet till I hook the antenna. This is just a cheapo ring antenna. It doesn't do a lot, but it's better than nothing. And it takes a while for the shortwave to come in, and there's not much on shortwave. I know the WWV is right around here. So once it warms up for a second, you might be able to hear it. It's in here somewhere. You got to catch it right on the tone. Surprised I'm getting that. I haven't got that before. Let me move the antenna. It's not really an antenna, but it works. It works better at night too. Huh. Yeah, I can't get it now. This station, whoever's broadcasting this is overpowering WWV. Which is okay, it's from Colorado. So. Can't seem to get it. Anyway, as you can see, there's not much else on shortwave. At nighttime, it's a lot better. And this is the end of the dip of the solar loop. So from this year till I think for 3 more years, the ionosphere will be a little friendlier to the shortwave ionosphere bounce, tropo bounce. It's just too early for anything on shortwave right now. At nighttime it picks up a little bit. Maybe I'll re-record a little bit. Usually I can hear WWV through here. Huh. It was here earlier. I wonder if that's it. That's it. You can hear the clock. So you hear the tone. It's 409. Anyway, that's shortwave. So let's bring it back to, turn this down, bring us back to AM. Need to get a knob for that. Oh, I'm going to take off the shortwave nut.
What did we do? I think that Carrion did do a column a few weeks ago. She talked to some people in Venice. It's like, oh,
nice and clean. I like it. Anyway, that's it for the little 14X RCA. I've got to get a little RCA sticker for the bottom. There used to be a sticker there or a decal for RCA. I don't know if you can see it very well. So I'll get that, put the knobs back on it, and get the fuse installed, and this will be ready for the shelf and listen to it when I have time. Thanks for watching.